If you order food at a restaurant but leave without eating anything, is it a dine and dash? The reason you refuse matters. If, for example, they brought you the wrong dish or the meat is raw, then they haven't fulfilled their end of the deal. But if they brought you what you asked for, cooked correctly, then you need to pay. I was on vacation with my GF. We waited over an hour for wings while everyone around us got their food. We finished out drinks, paid out drink bill, and left telling them we weren't paying for the wings. One example where it's okay to leave after ordering is when the service was slow to even see a waiter, and after ordering, you've waited too long to see them again, and your food still hasn't shown up. Happened to us and we bailed. I left a restaurant once in my life because the food took over 1.5 hours and came out nearly raw pancakes at IHOP in Billings, Montana. I was on a cross-continent drive for relocating, and was so hungry by that point that I just drove all the way to Bozeman and found some great food there instead. I felt kinda bad, but I didn't have any more time to waste and that place didn't give a fuck haha. Once left a dumpling place, because it was an hour after ordering and they hadn't even brought our appetizers yet. Got Italian a few doors down and it was amazing. Yes, you order, they work to prepare your food and in most cases they need to throw your food away. Not for whatever reason, but there's exceptions to relieve you of your obligation to pay. Plus, ordering, not eating and leaving isn't dine and dash. Oh, absolutely. Just like ordering a gym membership and never stepping foot inside counts as a workout. I would think the legal inflection point would be once they served the food. Food served at a restaurant cannot be repurposed even if the patron did not touch it. Before the food arrives, the patron might claim the food could be served to someone else if the same thing was ordered, or the restaurant could give it to staff or some other repurpose. Goods were not fully exchanged. After it is served, or a portion of the order is served, then I think it is the patron who is legally cooked. Interestingly, I think the situation would be different at a burger joint. If you order burgers, you pay before service, so if a patron refused it, the burden would be on them to convince the manager to refund their purchase. In a commodity business, they likely would offer a refund for a reasonably refused item. You can't dine and dash at a McDonald's. I had a situation like this arise where I called ahead to my usual sushi place and put in an order, but had a tire blow out on the way to pick it up. I called the restaurant to let them know I was stranded on the side of the road and wouldn't be able to pick up my order. They wanted me to send them money to pay for the rolls that they had prepared, but I wouldn't be able to retrieve. I thought it was tacky enough that I completely stopped ever going there. This thread is a hot mess. It was delivered to your table. It would have to be unfit for purpose to legally get out of paying for it. It might not be a dine and dash specifically, but it is still a form of theft. They used their resources and labor to make you something on the condition that you would pay for it. Not paying for it leaves them at a loss and restaurants struggle to stay afloat on good days. It's theft. You ordered something, agreed to pay for it, it was made for you, and you didn't pay for it. You don't need to find a more specific law about dine and dash. In many jurisdictions, if it's against a restaurant, it's actually a more severe crime called defrauding an innkeeper, which has a higher penalty than petty theft. Depends on why you didn't eat it. If there was something wrong with your order, wrong dish, quality problems with the dish contains allergens after you asked them, and they agreed to prepare it without them, then no. At that point, the restaurant failed to uphold their end of the deal and you're not obliged to keep yours. If you just decided you weren't feeling hungry after all, then yes. You made them prepare it. That was an investment of time, work, and resources, and therefore you owe them the price of your order. Sure, they might theoretically be able to give your order to another guest, but that depends on if anyone is going to order the same thing. Plus, a lot of things can't simply be kept warm forever. If you ordered a medium rare steak, for instance, well, you can either let it get cold, in which case you got cold steak, or you can reheat it, in which case it isn't going to stay medium rare for long. It's not strictly speaking dine and dash, but I'm fairly certain that it's not legal. I'd start by looking up the definition of dining. I have left without paying because I had ordered my food. It had been an unreasonable wait and no one had communicated. So we left. Manager chased us down in the parking lot and called us thieves. We had left cash on the table to cover the drinks, teas, waters, and sodas. I've only walked out once on a place they had a 40-min wait, which okay that the cost of going on a Saturday. Then we noticed the servers are just handing out, and we didn't see anyone to take drink order for like another 15 min, and she got annoyed when we said we could actually also order food when she brought the drinks, with melted ice that clearly had been sitting around another 15 min. Later I asked to see the manager another 10 min, and this dude that looks like he was sleeping walks up to the table. I'm pretty sure the staff was just hanging out doing drugs. We waited until the food was being walked over to us 45 minutes later. Before it hit the table we stood up, said no you can keep it now, and left. I have no doubt it was cold. So, not a dine and dash, but an order, refuse and dash. I'd imagine it would be more like theft or fraudulent acquisition of goods. If you order something, there is usually an implication that you are going to pay for it or return the value in other means, such as a service or object of similar value. If you have no intention of paying for the order, you have essentially stolen it.